What is up, guys? Welcome to Paramecia, a One Piece fan cast where we review the latest chapter of One Piece and have a different One Piece related discussion every single week. My name is John.
My name is Franz.
And today we're talking about chapter 891, Believing in Me. Franz, take it away with your ASMR.
So this week, we've opened up with a lovely opening picture of the Tontatas. Isn't that lovely? I can't do this anymore.
Isn't that lovely?
So yeah,
I don't have the chops to do ASMR.
not even that. I was in this like weird arcing position. Anyways, so Leo up there on top of a dog, and what a good guy. We're gonna rebuild every last building in this town. I just love the Tontatas.
Yeah, I love that the Tontatas, like, they have such like a, they're so pure. They have such a, Leo and the rest of the Tontatas have such a, like, crazy, like, they want to be pirates, but then they're, like, rebuilding the city, but like, he's acting like a pirate. He's like, we're gonna be pirates, and our first order of business is rebuilding Dressrosa, and I'm like, you guys are too pure.
You guys do that.
Yeah.
That's what being a pirate. Yeah, that's a pirate.
Yeah, that's what a pirate's all about.
So next thing is like all over. Like first it shows Wheat Island Soft Flower Town, which is possibly an accurate translation or possibly just painful.
Yeah.
Either way, it's just like a scene of like glass breaking and then people like commenting like, oh my god, Straw Hat is really that strong. And then like cold cut into Whole Cake Island where there's Stussy, there's Tamago's there, and then
It's one of the other brothers. I forget his name, and then Big News Morgans.
the mailman.
Yeah, the mailman. Big Bird himself.
They're all there having a yeah, exactly. Big Bird from Sesame Street is there and making comments about the Straw Hats and just like, oh, you know, like the Straw Hats are the ones that did the explosion. Like, I low-key feel that she's like trying to like push the blame away from herself because she did do that. But, you know, it was something that like also shocked all the rest of the people there.
Yeah. I mean, even when it opened, Stussy and Morgans were there, and they saw it open, and they were like, whoa, because they both expected it to be, like, treasure, because Stussy was trying to take it for CP0.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
She shot the other guy, I forget his name, but she shot the other guy for trying to take it with the finger pistol thing, and then,
oh, yeah.
And then
it was supposed to be, like, full of, like, roids, right?
I don't know what I can't. It was just like this. It was supposed to be filled with like a legendary treasure from Fishman Island, and then like they emptied it out and put explosives in it or something.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, even though I just read it in the last page. Whatever. Point is,
yeah.
Full of something, bombs. Yeah, and this next scene,
yes,
is where I'm confused. Not so much by the character. This is the introduction of Charlotte Flambe, the 33rd daughter of the Charlotte family. And
that entire Oda box, in my eyes, just has giant quotations around it because she's the 33rd daughter, parentheses, 15 years old. Like, how is she the 33rd daughter and she's 15 years old? Like,
because like we were thinking about it, and it brings up some issues, some, I think, big issues. In that, so she's the 33rd. Pudding is the 35th.
Yeah, and there's
And
no, like, if this is all if this is all for the end of the arc, for some gag to where Pudding is like, fucking, well, there's no way she's fucking 12 years old. She's like 20 something. Oh my god. All right, no. Flambe, look, let me rewind it back. Before we get into the real discussion about Flambe, I just want to say, I like her character design. Oda.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like, no meme. It's very nice.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
It's super refreshing. Oda, like every female character we've ever gotten after the time skip, has really been like. I mean, okay, maybe there's been a few that haven't been that way, but most of them are like Nami and Robin. Like they're super busty, impossible waists. Like, they're just boobs. And I feel like in this arc we've gotten the most diverse like female characters ever, because we've gotten like Smoothie, who's the long legs, and she's like crazy, like we deserve to get killed between her thighs. Big Mom, who's obviously like Big Mom.
Hey John, hear me out real quick.
Yes.
Smoothie's a long leg, so she can kill us both at the same time between her thighs. Continue.
That's Smoothie's power play. When she comes back into the story, that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna kill two people at the same time. Us, between her thighs. No, I really like Flambe's design. She's different. She's not like super busty. I mean, obviously, because they make a point of making her like 15 years old, so obviously I would hope that if they typed that, like, I would hope that if they specified that she's 15, they wouldn't try to make her some fucking sex object. But
like that's a problem that arises with fucking like Pudding, in that, like, yeah, I mean, in the wide world of the real world, some people are busty at the age of 15, and that doesn't inherently make them sex objects or anything. But like, there's a whole thing going on with the whole dynamic of them also getting married.
Yeah.
So there's that. But anyways, we've gotten a lot of different female characters in this arc, but at the same time there are some that are like, so Adri, my girlfriend, she doesn't really like the character design for One Piece. It's like one of the roadblocks from like her reading it.
Okay.
Because she is interested in it, and like I told her, like, they're all that, yeah, kind of, and I like showed her Brule, who is literally like an old witch from like Hansel and Gretel and shit, with the scar across her face.
I forgot about Brule.
But like really fucking busty.
Jesus.
And like skinny as a twig. So it's like everyone's busty. Like, so this is one thing, hopefully we get a little more. Like, I get it, it's his MO, but
yeah. I don't know. I liked Flambe's design. Her little bubble butt dress.
Do we get into this now, or do we get into it later?
We'll get into it now, because I think we've dodged the issue as much as we could. We've held it off. I feel like Flambe's introduction is the final straw. Like, okay, Oda might have an inflation fetish. Can that just be our crack theory for the week? Because I feel like this kind of organically, like, we put the pieces together. Like, we fit the pieces together so elegantly.
We'll remind people at the end of the episode, but yeah, we'll just let it go now. Oda has an inflation fetish. Period. Not question mark. Period. Because let's look at the facts, guys. Luffy. Period. The man is made out of rubber. How did that happen? He can just inflate. So many of his attacks are like balloon shit and like whatever.
Hello, Tank Man.
Exactly. And then there's this.
And then there's this.
Like, it's
this affront to God.
It's either an inflation fetish, or I don't Like,
No,
you
this
know,
is
on a serious note, not to like kink shame, but on a not so serious note, it's either inflation or what's it, John, what's it called? I
uh,
always forget, and you always disappointingly seem to remember.
it's adult baby diaper lovers, ABDL, I believe.
I
Um,
that
yeah,
that it's that, and she kind of looks like she shit her diaper.
yeah. Look, either way,
But
o- Oda fucking good old Oda got got one past his editors. Like they thought they were slick, and they were none the wiser. And he has revealed his kink to the world. Um, yeah, that's all I got on Flambe. It's she's a cool looking character.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how she plays in the whole
Yeah,
like grand scheme of things, as the as it's put in her like introduction frame, the Katakuri fan club leader and special forces captain.
special forces
Like those
captain.
are
I
two
love
very
it. Yeah,
different titles.
she's
And how does
she's a
that come
fucking
into
like
play?
Navy SEAL. Oh my god.
At the age of 15, a Navy
Oh
SEAL.
my god. I just okay. I want to edit I want to edit the page where she comes in, and as soon as she starts talking, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? I'll have you know I have 21 confirmed kills, and then like
Oh my god, goodness no.
anyways, yeah, she's a cool character. She wants to be the little sister king, and she's like Katakuri's biggest fan, and I honestly feel like she is coming. She might play a role in the latter half of the fight, or maybe like towards the escape, but I think she's just here to kind of personify she's here to like personify the people that are like, oh, like there's no way Katakuri can win.
Yeah.
Like everybody who's really boastful about Katakuri, because like at the end of the day, it's a shonen manga, and I honest to God, I mean, after this chapter, like right after her introduction, right after her introduction, it goes straight into Katakuri versus Luffy, and you know they're exchanging blows here and there, and Luffy, he's dodging a lot more of Katakuri's hits, but they make it Oda makes it a point to draw the way he's dodging very specifically. Like
You're right.
it's every shot of him, like it's always his eyes like either shaded out or just closed, and he's constantly like it looks like he's dodging, but when he throws his attacks, you can like the when Katakuri slams down with the donut fist, he dodges and he plants his arm and he swings his leg to hit where Katakuri was, and then he immediately attempts to dodge the Gatling that Katakuri throws at him. And I mean, you know, Katakuri blasts him into a wall, and then when Luffy gets out of the wall, it's wild. So Luffy starts like, where is it? Yeah, he starts trying to attack, and he goes to throw a right hook and then a left hook, and Katakuri punches both of his shoulders, and then he just starts like screaming, and Katakuri's like, oh, like I prevented you from standing, I've hit both of your shoulders, like all you are now is an idiot who can, like, you're so easy to read, it's crazy. And then as soon as Katakuri utters those words, Luffy like closes his eyes, and we get like flashback text bubbles to what Rayleigh told him. Like, attacks have willpower behind them, an aura to them. Don't just flail about wildly, Luffy. And then Luffy, like, the greatest read of all time, like, throws an elephant gun to block Katakuri's punch. And Katakuri confirms, he's like, I was right. Like, even though it's just a little bit, like, he's able to see into the future.
It's really good that we're actually shown this. Like, it's about time, because like most of the chapter, this is just to like get things going, because you know it's 891. Come on, we've got like we've got like 9 chapters till we hit 900, and like recently they've been like very on point with like the numbered chapters and like when they're ending and starting arcs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just good to see that we're seeing some results finally.
Yeah. I would have hated for this fight to have turned into something like a Dressrosa fight where like we keep cutting away, but then when we like frickin' Pika and Zoro is like the perfect example. Like we constantly cut away from that fight, and every time we cut back to it, like nothing would happen,
Yeah,
and it was so frustrating week to week. But I'm so glad that this one, like when we cut back to the fight, every time we cut back, there is progression with the fight. Something always happens to push the bar further, and I really enjoyed that.
following this, we see the cake. Finally, it is complete.
Yeah, it's
It is so I.
in all of its glory.
It looks like some sort of like castle with some altar at the top, as if it like the same kind of altar where you'd expect the husband and wife to go to exchange their vows, kiss, etc. That's up at the tippy top, and everyone's like throwing out like comments about I love Beige saying like, we don't need to put any poison in it, the deliciousness will carry you straight to heaven. That is it's a testament to like before, when Beige was like, there's no way I'm not gonna poison it, you fucking dumb. Sanji was like, no,
Yeah.
shut your mouth. This is
Yeah, taste this whipped cream, boy.
exactly this is Sanji putting his money where his mouth is, and
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's great. We get to see all the chefs, like okay, the normie chefs, the Whole Cake Island 31 or whatever, the chefs. They're passed out. They're like fainting one by one. Pudding and Chiffon, they're like tired, but they're not fainting. And then Sanji thanks them like, "Oh, you guys are great. Without you, like I'll be able to save my friends." Oh man, the hated pudding gag by everybody uh, comes back, and she's just yelling at Sanji like, "Oh, your friends might already be dead, and even if they are alive, like Mama might not even like this cake. We carried this cake for nothing, Sanji, my dear."
Some people don't like it, but man, this never gets old for me. I can't wait till this gets animated, till I see this, because like
Oh my god,
in the
yeah.
voice acting industry, there's some voice actors that all they do is like that one thing. That's all they ever fucking
Yeah.
do. Like, I walk into fucking Family Mart, and I think they're doing like this like production right now, like not this production, this promotion right now, in which I'm pretty sure it's Zoro's voice actor, or one of the like similar voice actors that do the gruff man who always talks like this, and I carry a sword and blah
Yeah.
blah blah. And it's the same thing with like, women voice actresses and shit like that, where, some of them have their like solid roles, but there are some people that can fucking like 360 and walk away from an Xbox 360 with their voices. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a piece of shit that likes Fate like too much. Like, Fate Grand Order is probably the most prominent piece of media. And Nero's voice actress, like, somewhat biased, she's like my favorite character, but there's not even Nero's voice actress, Tamamo's voice actress. Tamamo no Mae, her voice actress, especially in like one of the latest games, Fate Extella, goes from this like whole like very official sounding, very like talking down to somebody, because she's like in this position of being like a queen, and like very firm iron fist of a voice, to complete 180, just being like, "Oh, my darling, my love, my sunshine," etc. And like,
That's great.
it's done so well and perfectly, and I can't wait to see that with Pudding.
Yeah. I want to see how her voice actress tackles that, because we already know her voice actress, like she's in the anime now, and we've seen her do like the evil pudding, like when she's talking to Reiju. But I really want to see these like violent outbursts and then directly into like sweet pudding.
That's what I'm saying.
That's gonna be great. I really like two things about these outbursts that I really enjoy every time. One, I enjoy Pudding's how he draws Pudding afterwards, where she's like hands on her face, like like screaming, like cry screaming, like how could I do this? And then the other thing I really enjoy is Sanji's reaction, because he doesn't even like
it's been like
doesn't
a
have
day,
a reaction. He's just
he's like already
he's
so
just
used
like,
to it.
oh, like yeah, he's like, oh, this is Pudding, like that's who she is, and that's part of her, and I love her, and it's like, yeah, damn, I love you, Sanji. Yeah, I mean, the cake is finished. Directly after that, we get a really cool like juxtaposition, I guess, is what the word would be. I think.
Oh yes, that's definitely the perfect word to describe
that's like the correct word, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting fucked up. Yeah, we get a really cool juxtaposition of Luffy and Sanji, and so Sanji's talking to Chiffon and Pudding, and he's telling them, I'll make the best cake ever and stop Big Mom because they are. And then in the mirror world, Luffy's like, I'll clobber you and I'll make it out of these mirrors because they are. And then they both say, like, it's a really cool, like, Luffy on the top panel, Sanji on the bottom, and it says, because they're both because they're believing in me. And I'm just like, man, like, the Straw Hats are fucking rad.
I loved it so much. It had so much power behind it. Like that gave me straight chills. I was like, masterpiece.
Yeah. Because it's always been, oh, man, I really enjoyed it, because we always get to see like the Straw Hats in a position like all the Straw Hats except outside of Luffy in a position like that, where they're fighting somebody, and then all of them have this moment where they exclaim like, oh, like I'm doing this for Luffy because he's going to be the next Pirate King. Like they all believe in him, and I don't know. I just think that this this side by side comparison is really cool, because we very rarely, like, we know Luffy, like, you know, cares a lot about the rest of the crew. Like the whole reason he went to the time skip is because he wanted to get stronger, so they couldn't die, or so he wouldn't let them die again. Or like Ace, fuck, not again.
Yeah.
Anyways, you get the point.
No.
It's really cool to see this side by side comparison of Luffy feeling the same way about his friends that they feel about him, because
the role reversal
we always see them
is just like
so
important to all of this, because like you were saying, it's good to know that it's not just them. Like Luffy is very mindful of all of this. He is always like thrown aside as like a fucking idiot, and he's an idiot, but you know, he cares. He really does.
Yeah, he's always memed on because he's what I like to call gag smart.
Yeah.
He's like he's dumb for the sake of gags, but when it comes to like real shit, he has his stuff together.
Oh shit. So this entire time I've been looking into the voice actress for Pudding. She's Celty from Durara. She had
shit.
a role in Bakemonogatari. She was the main character in some like more like under stuff that some people might not know. She had a role in High School of the Dead, but I don't fucking know what that is.
Whoa. Was she the girl with speed of sound titties?
Is that Saeko Busujima?
Yes, I guess.
Yep. That's the one.
Yeah. That's the one.
And scrolling through this, she also had. She was a Logi Coma in Ghost in the Shell. No way! Oh my god! What a. This is what I'm saying. Diversity in the roles that they can do. Like the Logicoma role is like so fucking like shrill and high and kind of cutesy to like fucking some more serious ass roles. She played Canon in the series Canon, and that character was very stoic and quiet, and like it was a very serious, like kind of gritty series. So
Okay. And then compared to like this and then Celti from Durarara,
yeah,
like
it's like so much more different. And she's Mordred?
alright, yeah,
She's Mordred in Fate Apocrypha? What? Mordred's like some
well,
shitty
welcome to our
fucking...
Fate Go podcast.
Yeah. Oh my god. Anyway, so I'm hype. Just sorry to get back to that, but I'm hype.
I'm hyped that you're hype. Yeah, I mean, we pretty much reached the end of the chapter. The last page is a double page spread, and it's oh shit, I just clicked off of it. Hold on.
It's
okay.
Mom appearing. But the way it opens,
big Mom.
The way it opens is so genius because it's just Chopper in like Monster Point, I think it's called.
Yeah, he's in Monster Point just screaming.
Just fucking yelling. And like, you know, Perospera's just like, you guys are real fucked up, aren't you? And like, Nami's like, oh, don't do it, whatever. And Chopper's like, I fucking want me, I'm gonna fucking grab you, jump into the fucking ocean, take you down with me, fucking. I don't know why he's a chav all of a sudden, but like.
Well, come on then, you chubby coot.
He's just like
Listen
yelling
here,
at
you
her.
little wanker. Listen here, you little wank stain. You're going to get on the sunny. You're going to give me the cake. And you're going to deal with it.
So, you've got Chopper yelling at literally what is the fucking sun now. Because Prometheus has grown absolutely enormous. And everyone's kind of just freaking out. And like, the one thing describing this whole scenario that I really liked is Brooke saying, like, so that's a Yonko's soul. Which is, you know, most people remember that Prometheus is not just any homie, he is part of Big Mom's soul.
Yeah, and so the fact that both Prometheus and Zeus are as powerful as they are is because they're part of Big Mom, but like, getting to see Prometheus like this is like, dang, like they're like,
it's scary.
They're like there might not be any limits. Yeah. I really appreciated Kamikaze Chopper. Just like, fuck it, I'll take you. We'll both die. I don't care.
Because Chopper's just a jobber that's only worth 10 berries.
Yeah. But then immediately follow that. I like Jinbei because Jinbei's kind of like, don't do that because at this size, like, that won't do anything.
Like, and Jinbei's a fucking like doctor in fucking thermodynamics, where he's just like, yeah, no, that won't do nothing. Like, But the end of this,
Jinbei's just mansplaining again. Actually, at that size, even water won't do anything. Pissed. Yeah, and I love Jinbei, but he's been doing a lot of mansplaining recently.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. No, after Jinbei mansplains for a second time on Whole Cake Island, we just get the confirmation that
the cake is a coming.
The cake is like there. Yeah, we don't. I don't. Okay, because we get a thing that says they're here, and then Big Mom's like, oh, like, what's that wonderful aroma? But we don't actually see, like, we see a speck in the distance, so that could be anything.
Yeah, like, you know, we'd like to think that it's them, but do we really fucking know?
I'm like 90% that it's the cake.
Yeah.
But part of me is also like, well, Oda could pull a fast one on us and be like, surprise, it's not the cake. It was me the whole time. It's like Germa or somebody else who has their ship here. I don't know,
could be something like that. It could be, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be a ship. It could be another island that's like somewhere, it could be fucking piece of shit
Yeah.
island where everything's made out of doo-doo, and she's just sitting there like, what's that wonderful aroma?
Big Mom's into scat.
and there we go. that
And I don't mean jazz.
that I'm done. Have this a wonderful audible experience. I'm done.
Jesus Christ. We lasted as long as we could. No. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the chapter. We're on break next week, which is a bummer, but at the same time,
it always happens when this is like this. Like, we always get the hype up and it's like, oh, we're here. But that's when Oda's like, I need to sleep, please. I sleep once a month.
Yeah. We got 890, which was like stupid hype. And then we got 891, which is like, all right, like we're moving the story along. We're connecting more and more pieces together.
Yeah, we're done now. Let's keep going.
And then now he's like, all right, like, the first two episodes of the first two chapters of 2018 were like done and hype, and he's like, all right, now I gotta sleep for a bit, which is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I it was overall a pretty. I wouldn't say it was like the best chapter, obviously, but it wasn't. It moved a lot of pieces along, and just getting to see more of the Luffy and Katakuri fight, and getting to see Luffy's development was like in real time was really cool.
It was wonderful.
Shit, yeah, I'll just, I guess, take us into this week's discussion, which, I mean, I don't. We've already talked about Big Mom's fate with the cake, like how we think that's gonna play out, but something I wanted to talk about it for a little bit, I guess, with seeing Luffy being able to peer into the future a little bit, like seeing that it's actually attainable for him, like he's actually able to do it, not perfectly yet, obviously, because it's his first time trying it, but he's able to do it. Do you believe he's gonna get a further boost in Haki? Because I personally think that he's gonna get, like, he's gonna be able to kind of see into the future, and then there's gonna be a part in the fight where, like, classic shonen, like, it's gonna click, and he's gonna get some boost in Haki that's like really powerful.
Yeah.
It'll probably have some drawbacks or whatever, but I feel like he's gonna get a thing, like, he's gonna get a boost of Haki that's gonna push him over Katakuri. That's what I think's gonna happen.
Because a lot of the thing with Katakuri is he can only use like one really strong Haki or the other. Something that could just like give him an edge over Katakuri is being able to do both. I don't see why he would be able to, but at the same time I don't see why he wouldn't be able to. So a lot of it is really, we just have to wait and see, because at this point, because, like, honestly, if they're both looking into the future at the same time, that puts them both, like, on equal ground. And then at that point, Luffy, it might be a case that Luffy's just plain stronger because he's Unga Bunga, trained in an island for 2 years.
He trained with fucking gorillas and elephants and like, he fought animals for like 2 years straight.
Fuck, where was I getting with this? So what I'm getting at is it might just be like fighting prowess at that point. Or he might, there wasn't really like any foreshadowing to it, so I don't think so, but he also might have some like super strong Haki. If I want to like really like take this and run with it, super strong Haki might be something obtainable after this arc. For example, Jinbei teaches him what he did just before, the Kairagi, and like I could see that happening.
like a yeah,
because it seems to be a stronger kind of Haki. But yeah, I don't know, man. At this point, it's just going to be like it has been the entire arc, and like we've been saying, people are getting cocky. Everyone is so fucking cocky. And
Yeah.
It's kind of like an underdog story in that, the Straw Hats are the ones with everything to lose. And the Yonko don't really have much to lose. They have like their pride to lose, and what's that word? Their the way people look at them,
Their
their cred.
their percent their their clout.
Yes, they lose their clout, but it's not that much compared to literally their lives, their ship, their dreams. That's what the Straw Hats are losing in this. That's what they're putting at risk. And I feel like that's the deciding factor. That's what thematically it's going for. Not that they can get through everything just because they really, really wish, or because they have everything, everything riding on their backs. Mostly,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just that they have conviction.
Yeah, no, definitely. Um yeah, I think that might be the case. This arc really has been a giant well, how do I want to put this? It's been a giant exploration of the underdog theme, like this entire arc. They're Yonko. They're the strongest, they're the strongest pirates in the
They're the
world.
cream of the crop, the tippy
And
top.
this yeah, yeah. And this group of random pirates comes in, not even just their goal isn't to fight them, which makes it worse for the Yonko. Like their goal isn't to destroy Big Mom and defeat her. Their goal is to get their teammate and get the hell out of there. And the fact that they've done all this damage is like, oh man, like we're like we lost a couple people on the way, but like man, we if when we make it out of this, it's gonna be crazy.
They're they're really going to be paving the way for the supernovas, as as I feel they have been ever since the concept of the
Oh yeah, most
supernovas
definitely.
has been introduced. And it all started with the battle at Marineford, with Luffy being there, and everyone's just being like, "Oh my god, Luffy's there too!" Like that's quite
Yeah, yeah.
amazing and shit like that. To conflicts with the government outside of that, and I just I'm just really glad that people are going to actually start respecting the Straw Hats now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm grateful for that. God, I don't know, man. I think once Luffy beats Kata, Luffy's gonna beat Katakuri. I Nobody knows how, but I feel like it has to happen because there's so many like there's so many clues to it. Like we've been saying, like this new character Flambe, she's introduced and she is like the way I see her. She exists so that the reader has something to like shove in her face. Like when we watch Luffy defeat Katakuri, we're gonna feel elated because we're gonna be like, yeah, fuck you, Flambe, like eat shit.
Eat the shit
Like,
from your diaper. Fuck you, Flambe.
yeah, 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 you sick fuck.
It's going to be the greatest thing, and I don't want to see Flambe be like the final boss after Katakuri, like trying to take him down while
Oh
he's
my
weak,
god, that would be
because
yeah,
that's definitely something that could happen if she's just a bystander sitting there. She could just freak out since she like
yeah,
loves her
yeah.
brother so
Be like,
much.
no, nobody takes out my big brother without me. Yeah, I can see that happening, but I don't know. This entire fight hinges on what Luffy's like power up is going to be. Because if I'm torn because if he's just being able to see the future, like as Katakuri is, then I don't know. I feel like he's. It could still be hype, and he'll be like maybe he sees the future, and then he gets like a critical punch in Gear Fourth on Katakuri.
Ooh, that'd be
Like
good.
he'll catch Katakuri off guard. Um, but like the only other thing I can think of is maybe he gets like a stronger armament Haki. But again, I'm not fully on board with that myself because we okay. So Katakuri has the block mochi, which is like really strong armament Haki, but they've shown, Oda has shown that Luffy's Gear 4th armament Haki is able to contend with block mochi. Like, because when he punched the block mochi normally in like regular Luffy form,
That hurt. Yeah.
yeah, it hurt him even through armament Haki. But then they showed him clash with block mochi as Gear 4th Luffy, and Luffy was unaffected. Like the punch didn't go through, and I mean that's just, you know, his Haki, his armament Haki in Gear 4th is like elastic, so that's probably why.
That's true. And you know that I feel like that's also related, cuz that's kind of how Katakuri does it, cuz mochi as is a very like gummy substance. It's
Yeah, it's very malleable.
But there's also block mochi. I actually got some block mochi for the new year because some of the teachers were like, "Here,
Oh, nice.
have some," and like I don't make nabe or some shit. Like I don't. Thanks, but it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard as fuck.
Yeah.
I thought that shit was a fucking bar of soap for a second. So
You thought they gave you like a doorstop or something? Like, wow,
thanks guys. Like just tell me I smell. Fuck.
Yeah.
But what
Jesus.
could have happened is that Luffy inflates himself so he's like, you know, more malleable, but on the contrast, Katakuri probably compacts himself in order to make himself stronger and etc. So they already have that together, but I feel like what might be the key is that if Katakuri makes the dumb decision to go with like the block mochi, that's where he loses, because Luffy at this point would have the upper hand if he can see into the future and would just fuck him free.
Oh my god, yeah.
So it'll
I see what you're saying. Luffy. I mean, if Luffy's able to if Luffy's able to see into the future well enough and like consistently enough, then it either becomes a stalemate until one of them gets stronger, or Katakuri's gonna obviously try to use block mochi, and we've already seen when he loses concentration, which, I mean, using block mochi made him lose concentration the last time because he was like,
he went ape shit.
Yeah, all right, you talked me into it. I think that's how I can see how, like, that being the way this ends. Luffy sees the future. I guess the way I can see it ending is Luffy sees the future at just the right moment when Katakuri's like going in to get the critical punch on him, like the finishing blow.
Yeah, like, I mean, the way it plays out in my mind is that both of them are like seeing the future and whatever, and at that point they're on equal ground. Luffy gets one punch straight at him, and then you see the teeth again. It seems to be his complex, his like quote unquote weak point, and then from there he's just like, "Oh, now you did it. Now you've done it. I'm gonna do it." And he goes all block mochi and he fucking loses the fight.
I can't believe you've done this. It's just that meme. Luffy's gonna slap Katakuri. Ow! I cannot believe you've done this.
It's exactly going to be that fucking Vine. And if that Vine ended with the guy that said, "I can't believe you've done this," getting shot.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I can see it playing out like that. I got nothing else on that.
Yeah.
If you want to just end it there.
Yeah.
Well, what were you gonna say?
I only have like one more comment on like the whole Flambe shit, which I might edit out. But to go back to the Flambe thing for a little bit, we talked about like what her character represents. Like, it's just everyone that's like believing in Katakuri just embodied. But what I really would hate for it to be, and I don't think it is the editors going up to Oda and being like, hey man, you know what's really hot now? Little sisters that love their brothers. Kind of sexually.
Kind of sexual. Little sisters who love their brothers. Parentheses, totally not sexual. Or, no, parentheses, gone sexual.
That's exactly what it's come to, thanks to this balding ass motherfucker that wrote Ore Emo. So
Oh god.
I don't want it.
The Ore Emo cinematic universe.
Oh, One Piece is part of that now.
It's a thing.
No, it's a thing.
It's
I
a
know.
thing that
I know.
exists.
Oh, it's.
None of us want to know, but we're forced to know.
So that's what I don't want it to be, and like my only thing into thinking that is like that's why she's 15. Kind of like, you know, Oda's whole story is already written out, and he has like notebooks of shit, and like he already wrote in like fucking ink like she's the 33rd daughter but had no age, and they were like, we need a little sister that loves her brother a little too much, and he just sits there and it's like, she's 22, he's 48. No, we said little sister, she's 19, littler.
Think littler.
And then he like scratches out the 9 and then the 5, and then they're like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I don't want it to be. And
they were so fixated on the age that they didn't see Oda slipping his fucking like live kink fetish character into the manga.
And there we go. That's the crack theory for this week. We're on break next week.
Yeah.
Have a great week. Yeah.
Don't kink shame anybody. That's where I'm ending the recording. Have a good week.